Joining us now, ranking member of the Select Committee on Strategic Competition between the United States and the Chinese Communist Party, Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi of Illinois. Congressman, thank you for being on. What are the areas of potential cooperation, especially in light of the word that the president used?
Well, I think that there are a couple areas for potential cooperation, including, we have to make sure that we don't verge into conflict or any kind of open hostilities in the Indo-Pacific region. And so whatever we can do to kind of lower tensions and make sure that that doesn't happen, I think is something that's in our best interest. Secondly, we don't want to see a global recession. We don't want to see, countries that might be laden with debt from different institutions in the world, whether it's the Chinese Communist Party or other lending institutions, unable to succeed economically and thereby hurting all of our economies. So that might be some areas where we can work together.
So, Congressman, we were talking to Secretary Blinken yesterday deeply and specifically about China and some of his concerns, obviously, over Taiwan and the implications of any military action there, not just on Taiwan, but on the world, the ripple effects that go out from there, his concern about China's support for Russia, and on the list goes. So from where you sit, and you're trying to create trade relations and have a productive relationship with China, how do you view that country? How should people watching this show look at them? Are they an adversary? Are they an enemy? Are they a partner in some ways? How do you look at China?
Probably all of the above. The title of our committee probably encapsulates one common way of viewing them, which is they are a global competitor at this point. I think that what we have to do and what our committee is required to do under the legislation creating it is to assess the challenges that the CCP poses technologically, economically, and militarily, and then formulate ways to address those challenges. And so we're trying to do so in a bipartisan manner. But you're absolutely right. In some places, we're going to cooperate with them and engage, such as on trade. But on other areas, we have to deter aggression. The Chinese, unfortunately, are engaging in aggressive maneuvers and moves with regard to our friends, partners, and allies in the Indo-Pacific region. And we want to lower the possibility that there's actual open conflict.
Congressman, good morning. I want to turn you to the Supreme Court. There's been a series of high-profile decisions that have come in recent days, but the biggest still remain, including one that could determine the fate of affirmative action across the country. Just want to get your sense of what you're looking for from the highest court in the land, and candidly, what your fears might be of how they may rule.
Well, I think that with regard to affirmative action, I think that everybody is watching for that decision very closely because it could really upset the way in which, diversity is brought about at a lot of universities. I think that, we want to see a situation where the Supreme Court, obviously rules based on precedent, but also at the same time, does what I believe the American people want it to do, which is to rule fairly and predictably. If it goes down the road of the Dobbs decision, which really came as a huge surprise to the vast majority of Americans and my constituents, I think that it will end up further kind of undermining the views of it being a fair and impartial institution.
Well, we're awaiting those Supreme Court decisions within or under 30 minutes away from now. Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi of Illinois, thank you very much for joining us.